In any business, you have fixed cost. You know what a fixed cost is? A fixed cost is a cost that is associated. Doesn't matter what you sell, you are still going to have that cost. Okay, things like rent. Things like wages for administration staff. But the key is, if you want to be really smart in business, try to move as much of your wages to variable. Right? Because I fundamentally believe that you actually have to pay people on performance, not on movement. A lot of people are busy doing what? Yeah, not a whole lot. So if you can gear your structure to a spirit of generosity and you pay them for the fruit, they're going to be more excited and you're going to be more excited because you only pay them if they succeed. Now, of course, you're going to give them a retainer because they have to live, but don't give them too much. Don't give them too much. If you give them too much, they cruise. I've seen salespeople, can you give me 100 grand? I go to you, what sort of a salesperson are you? You want 100 grand? If you're that good, take 40. That's challenging. Then you have your variable costs. Now, variable costs are those costs which are associated to your business. As you sell more, these costs go up. Things like commission for salespeople would be one of them. Things like the cost of actually producing the goods. Okay. And fundamentally, you have a revenue line. And just quite simply, where they intersect all those two is your break-even point. Now, you're going to get this PowerPoint presentation. And anything above that revenue point is where your profit is made. Anything below that is where your loss is made. And just to give you an understanding now, it would be really good occasionally to know what your break-even point is. Okay? It would be nice. There is a certain retailer, I'll name them, good guys, who actually work on the principle that they ring a bell during the day when they've hit their break-even point. Okay? Because it's money time. They've hit the point where they've actually basically said, we have made enough money, we've reached the point of past break-even. Now it's the cream. So it's really important to actually know that in your business and to monitor that, to actually say, we've got to reach break-even and after break-even. Now, it could be a week, it could be a month, or it could be daily, depending on the structure of your business. Some fixed costs. Variable costs are things like that. It's important to know that. Now, it's important really to try to actually move as many of the fixed costs into variable as often as possible, ideally. And the really gift, and you have to be brilliant in negotiating, is to actually drive those costs downwards. You want to drive those costs downwards, don't you? And you have to have a spirit of hustling. Okay? Because one thing that I'm really good at, one thing that I was trained at Harvey Norman, my job was to be a supplier assassin. My job fundamentally was to actually try to rip out costs in the business from the supply chain perspective. And I actually believe that one of the greatest opportunities where you can have an amazing quick win is knowing how to negotiate, especially when times are tough. There is no greater time to negotiate many variables in your business than now. Because most organisations, especially the large organisations, are not worried about profit at the moment. They are worried about turnover. They have to keep their engines going. And if you say, I'm not happy with that, and so I'm going to look around, you'll see the walls come down. Even now, don't ever buy a product at retail. Go into any retailer, just ask them 2 questions. When you look at a product, say that's expensive, say nothing else. Most salespeople are dimwits. They think they have to give you a discount based on that one phenomenon. And then you look at it for about 5 seconds. And then you get them to come again. And then you say, you'll have to do better than that. 2 questions. You'll probably rip out $2,000 or $3,000. It's the quickest money you'll ever make.